What is up, guys? It's your boy here, Jersey Flex, back with another amazing video. If you guys are new to this channel, make sure that you guys go crush that subscribe button. I promise it'll make you 10 times more handsome, more juicy. It'll make your balls bigger. It'll make those girls start panty dropping. It'll make you incredibly freaking handsome. So hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you guys for being faithful to this channel. So also, side note, we have partnered here with Vintage Muscle, a quality legal pro hormone company. So go down in the description below and check out Vintage Muscle's wide selection of pro hormones, which provide steroid-like effects and results from legal compounds that you guys can browse through. So check out the quality products Vintage Muscle offers down in the description below. And as you guys could tell by the title of this video, I have decided to do a little series here, which this series is going to cover everything A through Z that you guys need to know about anabolic steroids. Okay, so it's basically going to be broken down with the introduction, which is this video, part number 1, where I discuss testosterone base. So no matter how experienced you guys are, or if you're somebody who has never dabbled with anabolics and you curiously just want to learn about steroids just for your own knowledge sake, or you're someone who's planning on using it, this whole guide will assist you in knowing more about the topic so you can make smarter life decisions for yourself. So without wasting any more time, let's roll that intro so we can get into these topics.
Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends. I know. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase.
Okay, welcome back. So for all the people that are new to this channel, I put a little medical disclaimer at the beginning of every single video right after my intro to let you guys know that I'm a gym bro, not a doctor. I wear a gold chain, not a stethoscope. So please, if you guys are considering doing any of the dumb, stupid shit mentioned in this video, please seek the attention of an actual medical professional first. This video is strictly made for entertainment and educational purposes only. So one of the things I gotta say before we drop into the topic of a testosterone base here, this whole mini series is basically going to be me discussing the intro, the importance of testosterone alongside with any other compounds as a base, and then I kind of want to do some compound profiling and basically break down your Winstrol, your Trenbolone, Deca, kind of do steroid profiles and discuss what each individual androgen is in different parts as well, so you guys get educated on all the different compounds out there. And then I also want to discuss, stacking different things, what some strength cycles might look like. And then further on to also discuss the most important thing, you eventually have to come off unless you decide to do TRT and cruise, blast and cruise, which I'm also going to discuss in this video. You got to know how to do a PCT. So this whole series here, this is part 1. It's going to cover everything you guys need to know about anabolics. And as you guys may or may not know, my channel discusses these things in great detail. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because this is a channel that lets you know everything you need to know about these topics. I just wanted to consolidate this into a guide so you could watch from part 1 all the way to whatever part we end up with. So, okay, let's discuss a testosterone base. Okay, so many of you guys may know, may not know, now you do, that anabolics produce testosterone suppression in the body. So if you are taking any anabolic, whether that's Deca, D-bol, Anavar, even testosterone itself, it's going to suppress your natural production of testosterone. So you're no longer going to be producing testosterone from your natural body, your balls, your testes. So when you shut that down, you're no longer making natural testosterone. So your body needs testosterone for regular bodily function, and most importantly, it needs it for, obviously, hormone regulation. Your body converts a certain amount of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, DHT, and estrogen. So this estradiol that converts from testosterone is used for regular bodily function, such as libido, healthy sex function. It's used for eyesight, joints. The synovial fluid inside your joints is used for that. It's also used for brain function. So you do need testosterone in your body. So what's an issue? Let's say if you were to run a compound like trenbolone or winstrol or something that doesn't convert into estrogen, you're now going to be suffering because it's suppressing your body's production of testosterone, and you're still getting the androgenic effects from the other compound, but there's no estrogen to carry out those functions. So let's say you take a compound like trenbolone. You're going to want to combine that with testosterone in order for testosterone to carry out its regular functions, because your body's not making it anymore, and then you throw the tren on top of it. But that's kind of something for later on to discuss when we talk about combining different compounds. I don't want to get too complicated here, because this is the introduction video, and some of the guys watching this may be entry-level steroid learners. So testosterone is really the holy grail. It's the original, it's the classic, it's the original steroid, it's the original male hormone that produces androgenic effects. And androgenic effects would be deepening of the voice, basically anything you had during puberty, more dense bone mass, increases in strength, increases in muscle mass. For some people, if they're genetically predisposed to it, it'll produce balding, because testosterone converts to DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone, and if you have receptors that are sensitive to that, it'll make hair loss become a thing, as well as acne, which mainly happens when there's hormone spikes and things like that, which can happen in puberty. And one of the nasty side effects is the gynecomastia, which is the creation of bitch tits, rather, when you have, the glands inside your breast start forming, and which prolactin spikes, which is also another hormone. A prolactin spike can produce lactation, which is milk coming out of your boobs. But those are kind of more extreme at higher aggressive doses of steroids, or aggressive fluctuations of coming on and off, or you introducing different compounds that create those spikes. So that's a conversation for later on, once we get into more greater detail in this guide. So let's say you're somebody starting off. So this is the best advice I can give to anybody at an entry level. First off, most of the strength gains, most of the muscle gains that you wish to achieve, you can achieve it naturally, unless you have the worst genetics on the planet. Okay, with a good diet, hard training, and being consistent, you can achieve most of these goals naturally. So this is something you should use to enhance what you've already achieved once you've reached a plateau, in my opinion. So please take that into consideration. It's not just a cheat code to get jacked, because if you don't change your diet, you don't change your training, you're just going to stay the effing fucking same. You're just going to look the same. So do that first. Create discipline and a good training routine. There are 4 main types of testosterone. You have your testosterone cypionate, testosterone E, enanthanate, and you have your propionate, your prop, and then you have your water suspension. So the most commonly used form of testosterone for bodybuilders is Test E. And that is the one. Back when I was a user, I should say a little something about myself. I quit using steroids months and months ago. I've been natural this whole time since then. I was basically running stuff for about 2 years, so I recently made the decision to be natural again. Still recovering from it, but so Test E was probably the thing I used the most, and it's the thing that most bodybuilders use. And the difference between all of these 4 main testosterones is the ester binding substance that's in them. So they contain oils that hold the hormone, and none of these ester binding compounds affect the hormone compound inside of it. it creates a depot inside of your muscle tissue, being that it's intramuscular injection, and that's where the hormone is dispersed. And depending how long it takes for it to fully disperse, the medication or the hormone depends on the ester that it has. And that's the difference between all of these different kinds of testosterones, is the ester that they have, how long it takes to be, or how long it stays in your system. So the Test E, bringing it back to that, stays in your system for about 2 weeks. For some people, depending on their metabolism, it could be 5 days. So to keep hormones at a regular level, it's advised to inject Test E at two shots a week, and you want to evenly split it up. So like Monday, Thursday, every Monday, every Thursday, or every Wednesday, every Saturday is kind of how you'd want to do that type of thing. Now you have your cypionate. Cypionate is a little bit of a shorter thing. You do it every other day kind of thing. And you have your test prop, which you do maybe every day kind of thing, or every other day, every 3 days. But the thing with Test E is it stays in your system a lot longer. The water suspension testosterone is this very aggressive, very painful, a lot of post-injection pain, but it's something that stays in your system for only 4 to 6 hours. 4 to 6 hours. So you feel it instantly, but it's gone, in less than 24 hours. So someone who would be more likely to use water suspension testosterone would be like a power lifter on the day of their meet, something along those lines. So now the next thing I want to discuss alongside with this is the dosing. So typically you'd want to do 200 to 250 testosterone a week, milligrams of testosterone a week, as a first-time user. And down the line, you could do 300 to 500 milligrams a week when you're a little bit more experienced. You want to slowly increase it. And to be honest, I wouldn't even go more than 500 to 750 milligrams a week unless you are an elite bodybuilder making millions of dollars a freaking year. There's no reason to push the envelope and go above 750 milligrams a week. Once you start going above that to a gram, 1,000, 1,250 milligrams a week, you're just asking for very aggressive side effects, which could be very problematic. So in my opinion, in my history of using it, I've never done more than 250 to 500 milligrams a week, and I've always stuck with Test E, anathenate. So that's my best advice. And as the title of this video says, testosterone base. I want to make sure that my body is getting testosterone because that's what it uses to carry its normal bodily functions. So with the usage of testosterone, I'm able to stack it with other compounds which can give more glamorous effects in muscle building, strength gains, and getting lean and shredded, while I'm still allowing my body to have the testosterone in its, in its system to carry its normal functions. So, and we will later on, when we start going into the profiles of these other anabolic steroids, I will give the dosage ratios that you should do. So like with DECA, for instance, you want to do 500 testosterone, 200 DECA. You always want to keep the testosterone higher than the DECA, so that way you counteract the side effects of the DECA. So, and lastly, I want to discuss like the major side effects, which I know I briefly glossed over, is you don't want to get gynecomastia. Gynecomastia is when you run extreme high amounts of testosterone, or even in the lower doses above 250, like 300, 350, some people get nipple sensitivity, which starts forming gynecomastia. So these are very specific to the person's genetic, their receptors, and their sensitivity to the estrogen that gets converted from the testosterone. But you always, this is basically the main message of this video from the introduction guide to steroids. I know I've covered the side effects, the usage, also the dosage and stuff like that. But the main message in this video is testosterone is the one steroid you should always run if you are running steroids. Because if the dosage is higher, or you're introducing different compounds, You need testosterone as a base to carry your normal bodily functions. So this kind of wraps up this video. In the next video, part 2, we're going to be discussing the different type of steroid cycles you could use for strength gains and muscle gains. So I kind of want to discuss the combination of different cycles before we break into in detail explaining each and every compound you could possibly take out there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It's your boy Jersey Flex. Don't forget to check out that link down in the description below to Vintage Muscle. I love you guys, and let's stop wasting time here. Let's roll that motherfucking outro. Boom.